and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unfiltered on Notoriously Opinionated. It's your man that goes by many names and monikers, whole bunch of letters in all of my joints. But yeah, tonight, let me see what we rocking with. You already know. So we gotta rock with see, if I say any other alterations on my name, that's a whole different name, and it defeats the purpose. So, because I was gonna say Scrapadocious, but you know, so it's this right here, this one. So, and coincidentally, that is just what the most people know me by, right? So that is what it is. All right. First up tonight, so I ran across some information. It's old information, actually, that I jotted down years ago. And it was really eye-opening because it led, or rather it sparked the conversation that I'd had with somebody about am I doing all the things that I had envisioned myself doing? And the answer is absolutely. And the things that I found, that I read, that I wrote previously, was confirmation of that. And it was crazy reading it, but one of the things that I said that I wanted to do was I wanted to get a podcast, and hopefully that podcast would evolve into kind of like a talk show. Now, I don't know if I still necessarily have ambitions of being a talk show host, because I don't know. My talk show would be raw and uncut. And I don't know no station like outside of, say, it would have to be on cable. I could not be on network TV. I would get canceled in 2 episodes. I would be canceled if they put me on network TV. The reason I can't be on network TV is why I will never reach upper management. I will never reach upper management. Like, I don't have the so yeah, that's kind of why. And plus, the things that I think about, the things I would want to talk about, is way too raw for TV. Anyway, how I'd always said that I wanted to have my shows be, and again, I read this. One of the ways was, how in a normal news cast, they say the classic line, if it bleeds, it leads. So that's why you always hear about all of the deaths and the murders. They lead off with 15 people were killed on Prospect Avenue. Hey man, damn, a man was found buried in a SUV 20 feet underground on Benton. Come on, man. So my thing was, I didn't want to do the whole if it bleeds, it leads, so I changed it. My thing was, if it wins, it begins. So let's start talking about them Kansas City Chiefs. You know what I mean? That's what we're going to start off with. We're going to start off talking about them Kansas City Chiefs. So the Kansas City Chiefs, and I'm not going to be long on this. I'm not going to be long, period. But the Chiefs are frustrating, right? And I get that they are hampered every single week. Like, before week 1, lost Hollywood Brown. So that was a big part of our speed threat. Still got Rice, Xavier Worthy, and Kels. You dig? Then last week we lose, or a couple of weeks ago, we lose Rashee Rice, top receiver from last year. Done. Maybe for the whole year, maybe not. Hollywood Brown, we may never see him play in a Chiefs uniform. We might not see him play in a Chiefs uniform. So the Chiefs is out there, kind of just looking for wide receiver help. And then in the midst of that, what happens? Isaiah Pacheco goes down. He's going to be down probably for the whole year, if not the majority of the year. If he comes back, it'll be the playoffs, So our star running back down. Our best receiver from last year down. The speed threat that we got in the offseason down. So we are down to Xavier Worthy, the rookie, who's balling. Let's not get it twisted. The boy is balling, and so he's liable to be the number one, and Juju Smith-Schuster. And what's that boy name? Sky Moore. Yeah. This is pretty much the receiving core we had last year. The rookie is going to lead the way, and the third-year player is going to try to do something, and the veteran is, he's going to make big plays when he needs to, but maybe not be very consistent. And so that is what it is. At the end of the day, we are 4-0. And at the end of the day, the Kansas City Chiefs has shown that we don't have to have. So our quarterback is not playing your typical Mahomes ball, right? It's just not clicking yet, right? But here's the beautiful thing about it. This is what I keep telling people. If we 4-0 playing like this, if we 4-0 and Pat is playing like this, and like this, he's throwing picks. They compared Mahomes to another quarterback. I forget who it was, but who has, I think it was my man from the Eagles, they quarterback, that they got similar numbers. He's thrown 2 less picks, but he's still throwing at least a pick a game, and they called him a bum. Well, they called him a bum because y'all 2-2. If you was 4-0, you'd be lauded as a magician, like Pat Mahomes is. You know what I'm saying? You be a magician. You be a magician. If hey, what's up, boy? Yeah, you be a magician, like Mahomes is. If your team, if you was able to pull out the dub, see, that is the difference. Pat might throw a pick, and it's like Buddy from the Bengals said. He gonna give you a chance. You just gotta capitalize on it. And if you don't, that's on you, right? But he might give you a chance. But at the end of the day, while he might give you a chance in them first 3 quarters, in that fourth quarter, it's a wrap. That boy locked in. Give him the ball last if you want to. They said, who would you want in your team is down anywhere from a field goal to a touchdown? You got 4 minutes to get down the field. It's the fourth quarter. You got 3 timeouts. Who do you want? And the options was this: Brady, Peyton, Brady, Peyton, Aaron, or Pat. Give me Pat. Give me Pat. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the reason why this boy is lauded over all them right now is because this boy is Magic Johnson on the football field, and we've never seen that. And so it is what it is, because at the end of the day, he might give you a chance in the first 3 quarters, but at the end of the day, dub. He gonna come out with the win. So that's what I'm loving. That's what I'm big. Hey man, boy, if you don't. Don't do that. Don't do that, homie. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Not Big Ben. Don't do that. Don't do that. Big Ben ain't even in the list. He ain't it. I got partners that Steeler fans. They not gonna say that. Don't do that. Now you put Big Ben in there during the same Tim Brown era. You know. I'm sorry. Right now, y'all feel like the Chiefs of the 90s. Moving on. Again, if it wins, it begins. Shout out. I gotta take this out real quick. Shout out to them Kansas City Royals. You did? Shout out to them Kansas City Royals. Salute to them Royals. Here's what it is. The Royals came in, and originally we thought they was going to be the number 6 seed. Detroit tricked it off. Appreciate you, D-Town. You know what I'm saying? Good looking out. Royals number 5 seed. I did not want to play the Astros. At all. I did not want to play the Astros. In no way, shape, form, or fashion did I want to play the Astros. I'm cool playing the Baltimore Orioles. Thank you. I was so happy to get the Orioles, and we got that dub last night, you know. And who is it? But the AL leader in batting average, Bobby Witt Jr. You did. So I'm man, shout out to them Kansas City Royals. We lost 107 games last year. 107. 107. 107 games last year the Kansas City Royals lost, and now 1 year round, paid that boy in the playoffs. Got some big off-season acquisitions. These boys is balling. You know what I'm saying? And you know how the Royals do. If you let them mess around to sneak into the playoffs, you let them mess around to win that first round series, they got the potential to go all the way to the World Series. So I'm riding with the Royals all the way to the end. That's what it is. I ain't even no homer shit. Like I've seen the Royals play in action. It's been times where I was like, man, they got a good team, and then you go see them, and every time you go to the actual ballpark, they lose. Man, the Royals have won every time I've been. So I'm with it. I wish I could go to the playoff games. You know, it might be some magic I got, especially during, and this is a segue into the next topic. We are in Libra season. Salute to all my Libras. You did. We got to give a salute to all my Libras. If you on the pod tonight and you a Libra, stand up. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up in the chats. To all my September and October Libras. To all my September and October Libras, shout out, salute, what's up? There you go. I celebrated Saturday. You know what I mean? Nothing crazy. You know, the number I just hit, it's an important number because I am a whole lot past my due date. October 22nd, stand up. Oh, you caught the edge of it, homie. You caught the edge of, boy. You just barely made the cut. But you made the cut. It don't matter. Hey, it says like they like winning the game. It don't matter if we won by 1 or 100. I don't care if we won by an inch or a mile. We won. You did. Libra, stand up. Right? My pop's birthday is this month. Yeah, you borderline. So I forget what comes after Libra, but you're gonna run into the tail end of Libra and then go right into whatever's after Libra. I should know this. I do know this. It's just not coming to me right now. Um, so and right now, not only is the Libra season just like Earth Day wise or sun wise, the moon done got into it, right? Like we are in a Libra moon. So you know how they talk about the Libra sun? We in a Libra moon too. Now, the beautiful thing about this Libra moon stuff is that it does not happen very often. It doesn't happen. Scorpio. Yeah, because Scorpio go into October, November. Sure do. So that Libra sun, you're gonna get that Libra sun every summer. You know, when it get hot as hell around this time, that unusual hotness that it gets in September when it should be cooling off. Yeah, that's that Libra sun. But the Libra moon is something all the way different. And hold up, I see that Libra moon. All right, so during the Libra lunar cycle, we are encouraged to focus on relationships, building and maintaining harmonious relationships with others. I just learned this shit today. Of course, balance. Finding balance and harmony in our lives, whether it's between work and play or personal and professional relationships. Justice. These are all of the things that matter to a Libra, right? Having harmonious relationships, not just relationships. We don't like having relationships just for the sake of having relationships. If our relationships don't have harmony, we're out of balance, we're out of whack, and then we're pissed off, right? So, and then you got the balance part of it. To have that work-home balance, to have the balance between you and your mate, to have the balance between what you love, you know, and what you, I ain't gonna say what you don't, but just things you love to do and pretty much everything else, you know, but finding that balance and that harmony between the work and the play, find that balance between the personal and the professional relationships. Advocating for fairness and equality, the partnership, collaborating with others to achieve common goals. So that's what we do, you know. This is what we do during oh man. This is what we do during the lunar moon. So I woke up this morning and I wasn't able to really because I felt off. Like I was just off and couldn't understand or explain why I was so off. And then the information was given to me about, well, hey, it's a lunar moon, you know, and but now Gucci, golden, balanced, feel great, right? Like I'm coming into my own within this lunar moon and my Libra self. Why do I feel like this is a green screen? Like I look like I'm on a green. I promise you, this is not a green screen. Like this is like really what's back there. But it also says this lunar cycle is a great time to work on improving our communication skills, resolving conflicts, and creating a sense of peace and harmony in our lives. So that's what's up. That's what Libras like to do. You know, we do not like conflict. We don't like, and it even goes back to this. So it goes back to that. So anybody that knows me knows this. If you keep it a buck, because I got partners that they play too doggone much. But if they actually keep it a buck, they will really tell you that the conflicts that I got into, I didn't start it. I didn't start 98% of them. You know what I'm saying? I just finished them. I'm the type of dude that will beg you, plead with you to leave me the hell alone. Please. And it will get to a point to where, you know, people would take me trying to talk me out of having to do something to you into the other person believing that I'm intimidated or scared of you. No, I'm swell. I'm not. I'm not the one that you really want to mess with like that. You know what I'm saying? Uh, there's Damon, and like the homie said, there's Damon, and then there's Scrap Low. Don't mess with him. This one's retarded. You know, this one, I ain't got a name over here, but you know that this is the reference for Damon. So keep talking to Damon. He's the level headed one. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I keep saying that, like, you know, it's two, because it really is two different personas. You know what I'm saying? It's two different archetypes. Like all of my different people that live up here, they all got different archetypes. Like I probably possess all the archetypes. Like I heard there was like 100 of them. Yeah, probably. I probably got all of them. You know, and so they show up at different times. And yes, no, I'm not crazy, and am. So decipher that. All right. All right. So that's what I really wanted. So that's something else I wanted to talk about. A few weeks. Hey man, here's the thing. Like, I got like 7 screws. Like 4 of them missing, and 3 of them is loose as hell. You did. So, play with me if you want to. You know, I'm this dude. Hey, bro. Just why don't you just go your way? I go my way. We ain't gotta have no conflict. And it's no man. We're gonna quit hitting me. Leave me alone. I asked you nicely to leave me alone 2 minutes ago. You don't want to do that. Here it is. We around later, and now I'm just standing over you, waiting on you to wake up. Leave me alone. Like I asked you to. I asked you to leave me alone. Hey, shout out to Miss No Meals. She's crazy. She's funny, but she's crazy. I did not know there was a fight at Garrison tonight. Had no clue. Wouldn't have been able to go if I wanted to. Anyway, so next on the agenda. So here's something real crazy, and I'm gonna make this brief, even though it is kind of important. And there's a crazy little twist to it. So, I was told that like the dock workers at the ports I thought it was like all the ports, but come to find out it was just the East Coast, that they are about to go on. No, not about to go. They started a strike. They on strike right now, and the strike started Tuesday, right? And what does the port dock workers strike going on strike have to do with you? I suggest you stock up on everything you need, because if that strike goes on too long and there's nobody to unload all of those big ass crates, then all the toilet paper you need, paper towels you need, all your toiletries, all that is in them crates on the East Coast that's coming from Europe and all that over there. You know what I mean? Like all that stuff is coming from there to come here, and if they don't unload it, in those crates is where they will stay. And while they're on strike, they're not unloading jack, right? So go get your toilet paper, go get your everything. Now the reason that is being publicized in the news, if you gave a damn about it, the reason that is being publicized in the news as to why they are on strike, they're making it seem as if it is just about the money. On the West Coast, those port workers, those dock workers make about $55 an hour. Sounds like a lot of money in the Midwest. The price of living, the cost of living is way higher in California. So That's probably like making $25-$30 here, right? But on the East Coast, the same workers doing the exact same thing make $39 an hour, significantly less than their West Coast counterparts, right? So they saying they want like a 77% raise. Don't know if they gonna get it. The cold thing about it was this, as far as them actually doing it, not even to the underlying reason as to why, but they do it a month before the election, punking the hell out of Biden. So the union that they work for is like the International House of Pancakes. It's like the International Longshoremen Association, the ILA, the International Longshoremen Association. That is officially what they are called. They're a union, right? Them union workers ride with the Democrats for the most part. They ain't trying to lose, and by they I mean Kamala and Biden are not trying to lose the union vote. They bet not step in. They bet not say nothing like they would do anything. They better not do nothing. And the union know it. Because if they step into this, that means they gonna pull all the rest of the unions into it, and the unions ain't gonna back them when it come November. Unions ain't gonna back them, right? Because actually in the past, presidents have forced the port people, the longshoremen, forced them to go back to work. I don't know how they did it, but it's some act it's some act that, and I forget what the name is, like Hartley or something. It's some act to where the president can enact it as a executive order and make them go back to work, or else they knew they better not do it because they'll lose the union vote, and it's a little bit too close for y'all to be playing with these union workers like that. Now, here's the thing that struck me as sad. The real underlying reason why these people are really on strike, it's their mental health. Why is their mental health in question? Because they're tired of hearing children in these crates and no one is doing anything about it. They are tired of hearing women and children crying in these crates and no one is doing anything about it. And it's messing with their mental. They going home traumatized, because you shipping over women and children in these crates. And what can they do about it? Apparently not a lot. And so that's just sad. I just wanted to put that out there. Not only go get, the things that you feel you may need in the event that this goes on any longer than it has to, but also keep in mind what's going on for real, right? The trafficking that's going on for real. And the ports know it. Anyway, all right, so I really want to talk about communication. Communication absolutely positively rules a nation. Now, I was thinking today, because we always say that we want effective communication. Like, communication is that end all be all thing that we want. We want communication and we want effective communication, right? But what's deeper? Communication or, all right, look, communication or conversing? Let's start right there. Let's do communication or conversing, right? Is it a deeper thing to have a deep communication or a deep conversation? What's more impactful? Now, because we got to communicate. A conversation is just a conversation. Yeah. Conversation falls up under the umbrella of communication, but to converse deeply, is to converse about a lot of different things. When you communicate, communication is really just one way, like a conversation is two ways. To communicate, it's one person communicating. It does not have to be verbal. It does not have to be vocal. There's a difference between those two. There's a difference between vocal and verbal. Peep it. There's a difference between vocal and verbal. To communicate, there's non-verbal, non-vocal forms of communication. But to converse, it has to be vocal. And it has to be impactful. My grandfather used to say, don't just talk to hear your head roar, And when you speak, have something to say. Don't just have to say something, Like there's a lot of people I've run throughout my life. I've run into too many people who have nothing to say, but have to say something. That's frustrating to me because you're doing all this talking and you've been talking for the last 5-10 minutes and nothing worthwhile came out of your mouth, right? So if you're going to say something, be like, yeah, honey, you know what I'm saying? Make sure everybody wants to listen to you. Make sure everybody's paying attention because you're saying something that's going to impact their lives. Don't just talk to be hearing your head roar, Say something impactful. Say something that's going to help somebody. Say something that's going to encourage somebody. If not, shut the hell up. There's a difference between communicating and exchanging ideas. Exchanging ideas is fantastic. Communicating is fantastic. What you want, though, the thing that you want a dialogue. Within a dialogue is going to be more impactful, is going to have the greatest effect. It's going to have a deeper, more long-lasting effect than communicating. It's going to have a more long-lasting effect than sharing ideas and conversing, even though they're all synonymous with each other. That dialogue is deep. You can have a deep dialogue on a variety of different things and expound on them. Both people, not just one, because dialogue, in order to have a true, meaningful dialogue, both people have to effectively communicate and actively listen. During a communication, that's not necessarily the case. Neither one have to actively listen while the other one is going on, right? But to have a true, meaningful dialogue, both people have to effectively communicate and both people have to actively listen. For some reason, that is difficult for some people, because if you're sitting there while the other person is politicking with you, and all you're doing is this: I can't wait to talk. I can't wait to talk. I can't wait to talk. Oh, it's my time to talk. Okay. And sometimes it's not even that. Sometimes it's, I can't wait to talk. I can't wait to talk. Okay. And so since I can't wait to talk, I'm just going to cut them off. Since I can't wait to talk, I'm just going to cut her off. Because I can't wait to talk. Because I got something to say right now. Do you know how many people do that? That is irritating. That is frustrating to the speaker. You know what I'm saying? It's borderline disrespectful. Depending on how you do it, it ain't borderline. It's disrespectful as hell. But sometimes that's all you know. That's all you know, because if you weren't taught your ABCs, then you're not gonna know them. You can be 30 years old and don't know the ABCs if you never taught them. Okay, tangent. So for some reason, do you know they changed the ABC song? Now, I don't know if they changed it over here, But overseas, they done changed the ABC song. The ABC song is not A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P. It ain't that. They changed it. It's kind of the same cadence, but it's A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P Q, and there's ain't no L M N O P. They don't do that. It's L M N O P. I don't like it. I don't like it. I ain't a fan. I need my stuff to run together. I need that. That twister. I need that element of P. You know what I'm saying? I need that. I need that E40 element of P. I need that. I need that buck 50. You can't LMNOP me with the L. Hey, no, heck, no. All right, I'm off that because I'll stay on this alphabet thing for the next 5-10 minutes. Communication, dialogue, conversing and sharing of ideas, right? The best to me, my notorious opinion, you can take it or leave it though, dialogue. Deep, effective dialogue is the way to go. I know everybody is fixated on communication. Communication is the umbrella with which all these things reside, but within it, dialogue. Deep, meaningful dialogue. That's the sweet spot. All right. What else? And don't be afraid to ask questions. Please don't be afraid to ask questions, because that leads to that leads to a deeper, more meaningful understanding of what you're trying to convey, or what you're trying to learn, So in Swahili, it's what is it? Kuuliza si ujinga is what it would be. Kuuliza si ujinga, right? To ask is not stupidity. To ask a question, and the question part is inferred. It's not actually in that. But to ask is not stupidity. Kuuliza si ujinga, right? You're not stupid for asking a question. It's not stupid to ask questions. It's stupid to not ask a question, and leave yourself wondering when all you had to do was ask a question and you can get the answer, right? And even if you don't get the answer from the one that you asked, you started going down the path to where you can ascertain the answer. But if you never ask, you still have the start line. Everybody else is already running. You still have the start line wondering. Oh yeah. So like this. Thoughtful communication between two people is often called a dialogue. A dialogue implies a deeper level of engagement where both parties are actively listening, understanding, and responding to each other's ideas. It's a more meaningful and interactive form of communication compared to a simple conversation. I like that. I like that a lot. And the last thing I want to go over, don't be, I'm not going to say don't be. All right. So there's two modes, right? You got conversation carnivores and conversation omnivores, right? Your conversation carnivores are just like carnivorous animals in the wild, right? They gonna attack, they gonna eat. You know what I'm saying? And it just kind of is what it is, right? They only care about the deep conversations. Like, it's like they want to spit all these platitudes about, the universe and how, trees either do or don't make a sound if nobody's around to hear them and all that different type, versus conversation omnivores, which I believe I am, uh, having progressed from being a conversation carnivore, because at one time I couldn't stand small talk, and now it's like small talk is the building blocks, because I'm not comfortable with everybody, so I don't want to have deep conversations with you if I realize during small talk that you are an idiot. Why am I gonna have a deeper conversation with you? Like you couldn't get past the elementary stages of conversing with me, right? And so we gonna go into the deeper stuff, right? Like you about to drown in the shallow end. Well, I'm gonna take you into the 15 foot. That don't make no sense. So versus now, I can have those conversations, and turn your simple mundane small talk into something meaningful, and both people come away, better than where they entered the conversation. So I like that, so yeah, so that's where that's at. All right. All right, check this out. Once again, shout out to all my Libras. Libra stand up. This Libra moon goes on until I don't remember. This Libra moon goes on until October. No, it began October. Oh, it began today. Dang, that's why I was feeling crazy. So it actually began today, and the Libra cycle is probably going to go on until like the 22nd, 23rd. So practice all those things if you are a Libra. Even if you're not a Libra, you still follow. I mean, you're still existing. Hopefully you're existing. Hopefully you're doing more than existing. Hopefully you're achieving. Hopefully you're not subsisting. But you are still in this state during the Libra moon. And I told you all the things that's going on during this Libra moon. It just might affect Libras a little differently. Because we just left Virgo. Thank God. Man. So keep in mind all things I was telling you about as far as the Libra moon goes. That Libra lunar cycle, rather. So yeah, Libra stand up. Shout out to my guy Kasha. Shout out to my dude Johnny Waller, man. Shout out to my young boo, man. Shout out to my guy Trey MAKC out there grind 27-9. You dig? So who else? Shout out to Ms. No Mills, Kansas City Hip Hop Week. Shout out to all my Libras. Shout out to who else? Man, hey, shout out to all my Midwest videographers, cinematographers, and photographers. Shout out to all y'all, man. I understand the struggle. You know what I'm saying? But without struggle, there could be no progress. Frederick Douglass. You dig? And so I want to get back into like talking about traditional relationships and having a dialogue and a discussion. So if you are interested in being a guest panelist on Unfiltered and Uncensored on Notoriously Opinionated, and you would like to talk about relationships, hit me up in the chat whenever you see this, and we'll go over some of the more specifics. Right? I want a blended panel. I know a bunch of dudes. I want the ladies' opinion too. So we got to get some ladies on the panel, and because your opinion matters, right? I don't want you to think that me and fellas is just picking on you, because we're not. But we only have our opinions to go off of. Like I've never been a female, so all I know is what I know, and so what I know is and that's okay, for real, like for real. Last thing about this communication thing. Communication really is about perspective and perception, and the only thing is you can't be so naive as to believe that your perspective and your perception of things is the only one. It's like a gun. Like the one that you got ain't the only one. You know what I mean? Like it's not the only one. Your perspective is not the only perspective there is. Your understanding of a thing is not the only understanding. There are different and various understandings, unless you're talking about truth and not your opinion. My opinions are my opinions, notorious as they may be. But this is the truth. I'm not even going to explain it. That's the truth, though, right? I'm not even going to explain it. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But I'm not going to explain it. But what I just did is the truth. And if you know what that truth is, hit that up in the comment. Let me know that you understand what I'm talking about. Decipher what I just did. But it's the truth. And I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's the truth. Right? So hit me up and let me know what you understand. Or overstand. Depending on what your understanding is of that. Or what your overstanding is of that. So until next time, like I said, hit me up if you would like to be a guest on Unfiltered and Unscripted on Notoriously Opinionated. But until next time, it's been your man of many names and monikers. And until next week, same notorious time, same notorious station. Hit the notification button so you can be aware of all the times that I'm live on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Like and subscribe to the channel, Notoriously Opinionated on YouTube. And until next week, we are out. Peace. If you come on. You were supposed to play that at the beginning. You were supposed to do your intro and then play that. I know. Shut up.